would you push forward a motion to put into law the sacred obligations to hold the government to account for the duty of care of veterans, and basically not use this as backdrops again. The veteran community is kind of getting tired of it. We're tired of being used pawns during every election. So obviously, you know how important that law is, and it needs to happen. Second of all, I also, while I was at the convention, I heard a lot of murmurs that, from a lot of different members within the party, that they were extremely embarrassed on how the party, the current government, and everybody has handled the veteran file. Would you be making an apology sometime in the near future, a public apology to Canada's veterans?
Well, let me first start off by thanking you very sincerely for your service, and I want to just acknowledge the sacrifice that you've made personally, and everyone who's ever put on the uniform and put their life in harm's way for this wonderful country. You're absolutely right. Our party convention, we adopted a resolution to uphold that sacred obligation, to recognize that, and that requires teeth, that requires substance, it requires having legislation that actually puts that into practice, so that we don't just have speeches and photo ops and then we actually get results. And we have right now, we had a very clear commitment in the last election campaign. Justin Trudeau promised that veterans would never have to go back to court to get what they were entitled to. And here we are, veterans back at court because they have reneged on that deal. I will acknowledge for sure that there are aspects of the previous Conservative governments where we could have done more, we should have done more, we should have done things in a better way. That's my commitment to you, that in 2019 we will do that. We will acknowledge the areas that we could have done better on. Clearly, there were aspects that we didn't have the strongest connection with our veterans communities that we could have had. That was for a variety of reasons, and my leadership offers a clean start on that to get this right now. And I will pay special tribute to our last Veterans Affairs Minister, Aaron O'Toole, who did a tremendous amount of work to stop the court case and find an agreement, some common ground to get what veterans were asking for without having to spend all the money on the lawyers and the court fees. And that, I believe, could have worked, but unfortunately the election came right before, kind of right in the middle of that. So that's the path that we would be pursuing, is to get that agreement back on track, to get out of the courts, so that we can just give veterans what they were expecting, what they signed up expecting to have. And I don't believe that when you've got men and women who have suffered, who have been injured, who are going through PTSD or physical injuries, that when they come to Ottawa and say, all we're asking for is what you promised in election, that they should be told that they're asking for more than we can give. You're asking for what you're entitled to, you're asking for what you were promised, and there's a government obligation to give exactly what was expected. So that's my opinion.